Hi everyone, welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. And we've got a new chapter here. We've got new technology we're going to debut today. So be patient with us, but we've gotten the okay from the NFL to use some still shots that will help you to see what we've been talking about.
I had to make some calls.
Yeah, you had to call a commissioner and get the okay on
He's
that.
a little busy right now.
So we picked a play in the Packer-Minnesota game to kind of show the different ways teams are taking out Nelson and Cobb.
Yep.
And this was with 5:43 to go in the third quarter. It was 1st and 10 on the Packer 48. And what you got here is a 3-receiver set with Andrew Corliss in the slot. And then why don't you describe what coverage the Vikings are in?
Well, out of your film study, Aaron Rodgers is going to look and see if he got one high, two shell, or whatever. Now, when he first come out, Tom, it looks like it's a traditional, cover two.
Right, because both
safeties were back.
Circled up there, both safeties are back.
Yeah, and most guys know that with Aaron, it's a progression. He tries a lot of hard count to see where guys are leaning at and things like that.
Right.
But the reason why we have Corliss in red, because we're going to show that he can get open at times, especially when you're focused in on Jordy Nelson.
Right. So the play starts out with Nelson going in motion, and it's sort of because they're running a little bit of a pick action here, I guess. And then Nelson is going to take his up the field. He's going to stop and kind of move there. And Cobb is going to run up here. We forgot to mention that what happens with the defense right before the snap of the ball.
Yeah, right before the snap of the ball, you saw this safety kind of walks down to focus on the run, and the safety, Harrison Smith kind of rotate to the deep middle.
So they went from a cover two to a cover.
Now, when they first played Packers the first time, they just lined up in it. He went to the middle, the safety just came down. It was easy to read.
Right.
But I guess that's the reason why people say, why did they slow their offense down? And one of the reasons why Minnesota said, we're going to disguise and hold it to the last possible second.
Right.
And so what happened once Aaron realized, it's one high safety, Corliss run what we call like a deep six route all the way over here.
There you can see the routes where Cobb is sort of running right behind him on that route, and Nelson is running his route there. So what is he working here? These two linebackers drop back.
Right.
He's looking for something in the heart of that zone?
Yeah, it's a dead area right here that he can actually try to get him behind these linebackers. Because again, Lacy, it seems like he scores every time he plays the Minnesota Vikings. Last time he had 100 yards. So these guys are very aggressive. So when they get back in their drop through play action, you get quarters in behind these guys. Now, backside is one or two things can happen with Devontae Adams. He can just try to go long,
which is what he did.
He can just run what we call a comeback to get out of the play. Here's the soft area. So Aaron tried to throw that. In this particular play, Harrison Smith did a pretty good job. He came back. He almost intercepted this particular ball because Aaron was a little bit late on it. So I think for the most part, they try to just slow down Aaron's progression. But he did have a Jordy Nelson open all the way back to this side.
Right. It wouldn't have been a huge gain, but you've got this guy dropping, you got this guy dropping, then this guy comes down and he drops up. So you really have like 3-on-2 over there. And
Minnesota was very disciplined this particular time. For some reason, they played more zone, but it was very disciplined in their drops.
When you showed this to me, you said nobody's open, really. So just really good coverage on there.
And that's why you saw Aaron Rodgers running a little bit more.
Yeah.
If guys are covered, he just kind of took off. He had a run for 16 and I think one for 18. And you may see more of that.
So it'll be interesting, Patriots are going to give them similar type of stuff. And we're going to look at Patriots play right now. Okay, there's a lot of things you got to worry about when you're facing Bill Belichick.
A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts and looks that, you might not have seen before. And we dug this one up from the Lions game.
Yes.
That was, you thought it was one of the most unusual coverages you've ever seen. Right?
I got very excited, but it's one thing you got to have to run this play. You got to have guts.
Yeah.
You do. You really do. You almost have to. And this is where Aaron Rodgers is going to see stuff like this. You may see guys open, but you got to find it.
Right. Right.
You have to find it. If you find it, big play. If you don't, you're going to get hit.
Yeah. And I think, there's a difference between facing Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers.
Good point.
But let's start out this play. So if you look at it, there are 9 guys up at the line of scrimmage, essentially.
Yep.
There's, you see the 3, actually it's 8, but
it works out to be 9 because everybody else is all the way up there. It seems like it's 10 guys up there.
It's almost 10 with 1 safety back. So, Stafford has no idea who's actually going to be rushing here. But as it turns out, on the left side, Darrelle Revis is kind of playing off on this wide receiver, and the linebacker kind of drops back. And then we've got various guys rushing, 97's here, right there. Wilfork takes up 2 guys. And then, so why don't you show us what happens on the right side
and
here.
Through the progression of all of this, if you're looking at it, okay, great, they're going to roll to the strong side. But the way that they did it, Belichick did the best of both worlds. Okay. Roll my coverage and get pressure. So he brought his slot guy, and then he still brings pressure because, like you said, Wolf will take up 2 guys. So that's the pressure. Now, this guy is one of the biggest cornerbacks you've ever seen. Tom, he kind of jams the wide receiver, and these both 2 guys kind of collide. And then all of a sudden, your safety rotates almost like they're running a cover 2, a cloud. Now, you would think they got a guy running streaking down the middle. You were like, who's going to cover that guy?
Yeah.
And we have a guy in red, and you can see how far he has to go.
That is 23 Patrick Chung
having to
cover that tight end.
And he has to get on his horses to cover it. Now, he eventually gets there. Bill's going to show a clip of that. But the problem is, if this guy recognizes it's a touchdown.
Right.
But again, he's going to feel pressure.
He's got 2 guys bearing down on him.
You got 2 guys coming in your face, and then you're going to look and see this corner's rolled up, and you're going to see the movement of the safety. So that immediately backside, you're going to say, do I go backside to the one-on-one? That's Darrelle Revis. Or go through my progression, if I have enough time, and hit the open guy. But you got to make a good throw because this guy's coming. If it's not a great throw, he's going to pick it off.
Yeah, and if you see in this last shot there, look how open that guy is.
He's wide open.
He's behind the defense.
Absolutely.
And you see 2 guys coming right into Stafford's face.
Right.
If he sees it early enough, boy, he hits that, that's a touchdown.
He can hit him right in stride. But again, you got to find it. Yeah. And you got to see the rotation of the safeties. Because when they first lined up, you see I'm rolling. I got 2 guys over top. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah, you got one guy down here looking like he's going to blitz, and one guy here where he looks like a single safety, but he's really in a cover 2 kind of a set.
And real quick, Tom, what they want you to do is put the back on this side. As Green Bay, they like to move Lacy because he's a 3-down back now. If he comes to this side to think this guy's going to come, well, that guy's not coming. He's leaving. The pressure's coming here. This guy's going to sack Aaron because you're putting the protection over here. So what Aaron has to do is go through his hard counts to get him leaning, and after that, you can find out what's in your best guesstimate, guessing and estimate, what this safety is doing. He's the key to it. Because if he vacates that middle, there's your throw, and that's the guy we think will get a good game. Andrew Corliss.
Right. And so we'll see if Belichick plays those kind of mind games with Aaron Rodgers.
Have guts.
Yeah.
And he did it against Peyton Manning, so I'm assuming he's going to do it against Aaron Rodgers.
And Andrew Luck, too. So.
Right, that's true. But it's one thing you don't do with Aaron Rodgers. You do not blitz him.
We'll see about that, huh?
Better not.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the new feeture, and we'll get better at it as we go along.
Yeah. And thanks a lot to Bill Schultz, to our video.
Absolutely.
Executive producer //.
And we will see you after the Patriots game. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.